Alibaba on Wednesday released its first self-developed chip during its annual Apsara conference.
While the United States has taken all possible measures to deny China a qualitative edge in the tech arena, these efforts seem not to have yielded the expected results. China has officially emerged as a global leader in artificial intelligence chip development, and this has significant implications for the future of technology and international competitiveness. But that's not all. Even US-based companies are slipping out. Nvidia, for example, has just released a military partnership with China. Shocking, right? Well, this is just part of the problem for the Western bloc. Hang tight as we explore all the details. The Hong Wang 800 chip. Alibaba Group shook the global tech industry with a bombshell unveiling during the annual Apsara computing conference held in Hangzhou. The star of the show was their first AI inference chip, the Hong Wang 800. This neural processing unit, or NPU, promises to revolutionize the speed and energy efficiency of machine learning tasks, marking a pivotal moment in the race for technological supremacy. The Hong Wang 800 is designed to handle complex computations more efficiently than traditional chips, drastically reducing the time and resources needed for tasks that involve massive data sets. It is the next big thing in the world of computing and technology, a milestone that will go down in the history books. In a world where US-China relations have increasingly strained, with trade wars complicating partnerships between American and Chinese tech firms, the Hong Wang 800 serves a dual purpose. On one hand, it enhances Alibaba's existing e-commerce ecosystem by optimizing critical features such as product search and personalized recommendations. On the other, it reduces reliance on US technology, enabling Chinese companies to forge a path towards self-sufficiency in AI and cloud computing. The Hong Wang 800 AI chip stands as a powerhouse in computational performance, executing an impressive 256 trillion calculations per second and achieving unmatched efficiency in real-time applications. Capable of processing up to 78,563 images per second, it outpaces competing technologies by a factor of 4, marking a new standard in speed. Central to this breakthrough is its 3D stacking technology, which allows for tightly packed chip layers that enhance both speed and efficiency without sacrificing thermal performance. This design not only amplifies the chip's processing capacity, but also significantly reduces energy consumption, delivering high performance with minimal environmental impact. Already, the chip has made a massive impact on Alibaba's flagship e-commerce platform, Taobao. Typically, Taobao processes approximately 1 billion product images uploaded by merchants each day. The traditional method required a daunting hour to categorize these images for search functionality and personalized recommendations. With the deployment of the Hong Wang 800, this cumbersome process has been accelerated to an impressive 5 minutes. Beyond e-commerce, the Hong Wang 800 is already integrated into numerous applications that require intensive machine processing within Alibaba's ecosystem. These applications include automatic translation services, which facilitate communication in Alibaba's global operations, intelligent customer service solutions that use natural language processing, and targeted advertising strategies that leverage data analytics to optimize user engagement. The chip's eventual release could bolster Alibaba Cloud's position in the Asia-Pacific region, where it currently trails behind industry giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. It is surely one for the history books. The development of the Hong Wang 800 is the brainchild of T-Head, Alibaba's specialized unit focused on chip innovation within the broader framework of the Alibaba Damo Academy. This global research initiative represents an ambitious investment of over $15 billion dedicated to cutting-edge technology and innovation. Alibaba Damo Academy operates in collaboration with prestigious universities around the world, including UC Berkeley and Tel Aviv University. The research conducted within this initiative encompasses a wide range of disciplines, including machine learning, network security, visual computing, and natural language processing. The academy aims to reach 2 billion customers and create 100 million jobs by 2035. But this is not all. China, as a nation, will also benefit greatly from this massive leap forward. China's strategic goals in the global tech race. Despite China's notable advancements in technology, particularly under the directive of President Xi Jinping, achieving technological self-reliance is not an easy task. Historically, Chinese firms had the option to accelerate their technological advancement by acquiring foreign technologies. However, under Xi's leadership, the approach has shifted dramatically. The focus is now primarily on the domestic development of technology, even in areas where China lags significantly. This strategic pivot stems from concerns about dependence on foreign technologies and the perceived threats posed by Western nations. Xi's call for a new type of whole-of-nation approach during the 2020 Central Economic Work Conference exemplifies this shift. Three primary patterns emerge from this national strategy. First, there is an overarching goal of closing technological gaps across various strategic sectors. Second, where China has established effective competitiveness, efforts are concentrated on safeguarding market share from foreign competition, thereby allowing indigenous firms to attain market efficiency. Third, in sectors where China still has considerable ground to cover, the strategy includes attracting foreign investment and continuing to import essential technologies to ensure progress while the domestic industry matures. To make this possible, the Chinese government is integrating privately owned enterprises into a broader innovation ecosystem, fostering collaborations with national research institutions and universities. The goal is to leverage the private sector's strengths in emerging technologies while simultaneously managing risks through reduced financial exposure. Central to this model are the various ministries and governmental departments, which are responsible for crafting comprehensive plans that include roadmaps, timetables, and defined responsibilities. These frameworks not only outline strategic targets, but also establish financial incentives. In sectors dominated by privately owned enterprises, firms compete for government support. This is particularly evident in critical fields like semiconductors and electric vehicles. Conversely, state-owned enterprises are expected to evolve into effective drivers of innovation. China's strategic approach to indigenous technological development embodies a deliberate transition from mere tech effectiveness to achieving full market efficiency. In a landscape where innovation often hinges on incremental improvements, technology that lags behind the cutting edge can still deliver substantial utility. For instance, an electric vehicle with a range of 200 kilometers can adequately meet the needs of most commuters. Similarly, chips fabricated with a 22-nanometer process can serve many purposes comparable to their 14-nanometer counterparts. This overlap between various technological capabilities allows China to adopt a pragmatic approach, wherein the goal is to produce functional alternatives to more advanced technologies while aiming for the highest level of tech effectiveness possible. A compelling illustration of this strategy is found in China's development of high-speed rail, or HSR, technology. Initially hampered by a lack of domestic expertise and technology, China invited foreign HSR companies to enter its market, mandating them to engage in joint ventures and technology transfers with local firms. Major global players such as Kawasaki, Alstom, Siemens, and Bombardier anticipated substantial profits and market share in this rapidly growing sector. Over time, an indigenous monopolistic entity named CRRC began leveraging the foreign technology it acquired to create domestically produced alternatives that rivaled international offerings. The procurement system gradually shifted in favor of CRRC, effectively sidelining foreign competitors except in niche markets. Today, China's HSR network has become the most extensive and advanced in the world. Huawei's ascent in 5G technology is yet another example. Once a contender, Huawei has now eclipsed its rivals, benefiting from a domestic environment largely insulated from foreign competition. The company's role in China's broader technological ambitions, including the drive to close critical technology gaps, showcases how state support has fostered indigenous champions. Moreover, Xi Jinping's vision for tech self-reliance has instituted protective measures across various industries, aiming to drive out foreign competitors while compelling domestic firms to collaborate with local tech. This strategy is particularly pronounced within the realm of critical information infrastructure, where technology providers must navigate a complex web of regulations enforced by multiple government bodies to qualify for contracts. This imposes significant hurdles for foreign suppliers. China's pursuit of technological supremacy is intricately woven into its broader strategy of leveraging its manufacturing dominance and control over critical raw materials. The ambition driving this technological strategy is to position China as the leading supplier of emerging technologies, which are anticipated to be in high demand worldwide. Achieving this would allow Beijing to control crucial technology supply chains and use its position to exert influence, much like the US does with its semiconductor technologies. The intended effect of this strategy is deterrence. Should the US consider cutting China off from chip technology, it would need to weigh the potential repercussions of China's control over its own critical tech resources. These resources could range from artificial intelligence and quantum computing to life sciences and innovative materials, each capable of powering numerous value chains and enhancing the country's overall capacity for innovation. Huawei Technologies, a key player in China's high-tech manufacturing sector, epitomizes the nation's strides toward technological self-sufficiency and global leadership. Established in 1987, Huawei has grown from a small private firm to the world's largest telecommunications equipment manufacturer by 2012, symbolizing China's ambition to assert its dominance in advanced technologies. With its products forming the backbone of China's telecommunications infrastructure, Huawei's success is critical not only for corporate profitability, but also for national security. The company's advancements in 5G technology have enabled China to accelerate the rollout of cutting-edge network technology far more rapidly than many of its advanced counterparts. In the wake of increasing technological restrictions from the United States since 2018, Huawei has proactively sought to enhance its self-reliance. The firm has pivoted quickly, replacing previously imported hardware and software with domestically developed alternatives or products sourced from local partners. Huawei's ascent can be largely attributed to strategic backing from the Chinese government, which has facilitated the company's growth. For example, Huawei has enjoyed preferential treatment within China's telecommunications market, receiving priority access to contracts for equipment rollout. As a result, by 2022, the company accounted for over 60% of the world's 5G base stations. The availability of extensive funding through policy banks has also supported Huawei's international projects, with tens of billions of dollars allocated to bolster its global operations. Huawei received approximately $46 billion in loans and credit from state banks, alongside substantial tax incentives that saved the company around $25 billion between 2008 and 2018. In 2022, subsidies granted to Huawei surged, exceeding $950 million. Additionally, the government facilitated Huawei's operational adjustments to mitigate the impact of U.S. sanctions. For instance, Beijing acted as an investor of first resort, transferring the assets of Huawei's Honor brand to a separate entity. This allowed it to sidestep restrictions imposed by the United States. Economic coercion tactics have also played a role in Huawei's global strategy, with Chinese officials threatening retaliation against countries that exclude Huawei from their markets. However, the struggle for survival amidst the U.S. technology embargo encapsulates the broader concerns facing China. Huawei has made notable strides in localizing its supply chains. Over 13,000 components have found domestic substitutes, and more than 4,000 circuit boards have been redesigned to comply with new constraints. The company has also shifted to its proprietary Meta-RP system, effectively replacing US-based software solutions. In the semiconductor sector, Huawei has emerged as a key supplier of AI chips within China, while simultaneously investing in local electronic design automation tools. Another notable example of a great leap forward for China in the tech niche is, as mentioned earlier, Alibaba's Hong Wang 800 chip. China is fighting back, and it is gaining more ground than previously thought possible. So, how is the world taking it? Global semiconductor industry response. The global semiconductor industry has faced unprecedented challenges and opportunities in recent years, primarily due to geopolitical tensions, supply chain disruptions, and rapid technological advancements. As countries like China aggressively pursue semiconductor innovations, major players in the industry, including Intel, Nvidia, and others, have had to recalibrate their strategies to remain competitive. Intel has emerged as a pivotal figure in the semiconductor industry, particularly in the context of the U.S. CHIPS Act, which aims to bolster domestic semiconductor production. Intel has announced substantial investments to expand its manufacturing capabilities within the United States. The company unveiled plans to construct new semiconductor fabrication plants in Arizona and Ohio, aiming to restore its leadership position in advanced chip manufacturing. These investments are not just a reaction to current pressures, but a strategic pivot towards reducing dependence on foreign production. Similarly, Nvidia has shifted its focus to cater to the growing demand for AI and high-performance computing. Other industry leaders, such as AMD, TSMC, and Qualcomm, have also ramped up their investments and collaborations. TSMC, the world's largest contract chip manufacturer, is expanding its facilities in the US and Japan, recognizing the need for localized production to mitigate risks associated with geopolitical tensions and supply chain vulnerabilities. vulnerabilities. Qualcomm, focused on mobile and IoT applications, is adapting its strategies to secure essential materials and explore alternative sourcing routes to ensure its product pipelines remain robust amidst global uncertainties. At the heart of this amazing industry transformation is the U.S. CHIPS Act of 2022. This landmark legislative effort allocates over $52 billion in subsidies and grants to support domestic chip manufacturing, research, and workforce development. The funding is intended to counterbalance the dominance of Asian manufacturers, particularly in advanced node technology, where the U.S. has seen a significant decline in production capacity. The act incentivizes companies to invest in new facilities and research and development initiatives, thus accelerating the development of cutting-edge technologies such as quantum computing, AI, and 5G. The legislation also encourages collaboration between industry and academia to address the skills gap in the semiconductor sector. Naturally, major corporations in the United States have ramped up their investments, with Intel committing $20 billion to build 2 new fabrication plants in Ohio and TSMC investing $12 billion in a facility in Arizona. These initiatives are expected to create thousands of jobs and contribute significantly to the U.S. economy, while reducing the nation's reliance on foreign semiconductor supply chains. China's rapid advancements have led to supply chain disruptions, particularly for companies reliant on specific technologies or materials that may now face increased availability challenges. For instance, the ongoing tension surrounding the export of semiconductor manufacturing equipment to China has created uncertainties, compelling companies to reconsider their sourcing and production strategies. International tech firms are adapting their sourcing strategies to navigate the complexities of the evolving semiconductor landscape. Companies are recognizing the need for a diversified supply chain that mitigates risks associated with geopolitical tensions and fluctuating market dynamics. This adaptation includes exploring partnerships with alternative suppliers and investing in localized production capabilities to ensure resilience. For instance, firms are increasingly engaging in dual sourcing strategies, which involve establishing relationships with multiple suppliers to reduce dependency on any single entity. Additionally, companies are investing in supply chain visibility tools and technologies that enable real-time tracking and assessment of supply chain vulnerabilities, allowing for more proactive risk management. Moreover, firms are prioritizing sustainability in their sourcing strategies. Since it is a competition now, we need to have a winner eventually. Let's see where things stand as of yet. A new tech Cold War. While China and the United States are battling it out for dominance in the global tech industry, it is not easy to pick a clear winner. Things are far more complex than what we see on the surface. Both nations exhibit strengths and weaknesses in various technological domains. Moreover, traditional measurements of success, such as the number of patents filed, academic publications produced, or the existence of leading educational institutions, provide only a limited view of the broader competitive landscape. For example, while China may lead in patent filings, the quality and innovation represented by those patents can differ significantly from that of patents generated by U.S. companies. The focus should not solely rest on numbers, but should encompass qualitative assessments. American companies like Amazon, Apple, OpenAI, Boeing, Moderna, Microsoft, and Google continue to demonstrate a remarkable global impact and reach. For instance, Google has revolutionized information access with its search engine and advanced AI capabilities, while Moderna has emerged as a leader in mRNA technology, pivotal in the fight against COVID-19. This suggests that, despite the assertions of a Chinese technological lead, the U.S. remains a formidable force in several critical sectors. Moreover, the competition is not solely about individual achievements. It encompasses a broader spectrum of technological, economic, military, and political elements. For instance, the U.S. maintains a robust ecosystem of research universities, venture capital funding, and collaborative innovation environments that foster technological breakthroughs. In contrast, China's approach is often characterized by state-led initiatives and substantial government investment in key industries, which enables rapid scaling but may lack the same level of entrepreneurial dynamism. To accurately assess the competition, it is essential essential to shift from merely counting patents or investments to evaluating how these factors translate into real-world applications and global influence. Furthermore, the strategic competition between the US and China extends beyond technological capabilities. It involves military preparedness, economic power, and soft power strategies that influence global public opinion and diplomatic relations. The US has traditionally leveraged its technological innovations to bolster its military capabilities and strengthen its global alliances, while China employs its advancements to enhance its geopolitical influence, particularly in developing regions. The multidimensional nature of this competition means that scoring systems must account for a variety of factors, including public policy, international collaborations, and the adaptability of companies in responding to shifting global demands. As the competition between the US and China evolves, it will be crucial for both nations to invest in education, research and development, and collaborative international efforts that transcend borders. The emphasis should not solely be on winning or losing in the race for technological supremacy, but rather on fostering an environment where innovation thrives, ethical standards are upheld, and the benefits of technology can be shared globally. China's rapid strides in AI and technological development are reshaping global perceptions of its capabilities, suggesting that it may indeed surpass initial expectations to achieve substantial global dominance. For example, China has outpaced the United States in developing a coordinated approach that integrates research, industry, and government sectors to streamline innovation. By prioritizing initiatives like the Hong Wang 800 chip, China is signaling a commitment to creating sophisticated AI systems that serve both civilian and potential military applications. Unlike the United States, where AI research thrives in an open market ecosystem that emphasizes collaboration and commercialization, China's strategy leverages a centralized framework, allowing it to direct resources quickly toward national priorities. This enables faster scaling and deployment of AI technologies across sectors. Government-backed firms such as Huawei and Baidu, paired with a regulatory environment tailored to support AI adoption and integration, provide an innovation network that rivals Silicon Valley's ecosystem. With its AI ambitions closely aligned with national defense and economic policy, China is positioned to integrate advancements into critical infrastructure, accelerating adoption in ways that make it challenging for competitors to keep pace. Furthermore, China's massive investment in next-generation technologies goes beyond AI to include quantum computing, semiconductor development, and 5G infrastructure. China's distinctive advantage also lies in its vast data resources provided by its large, highly connected population. With fewer constraints around data privacy, China can aggregate massive data sets critical for refining machine learning models, advancing AI capabilities in ways that are harder to achieve in data-regulated environments like the US. As its AI technology becomes more sophisticated, its integration into sectors such as healthcare, education, transportation, and defense will not only support domestic objectives, but could potentially reshape global AI standards and practices. In military applications, China's emphasis on civil-military fusion aligns AI advancements directly with strategic defense goals, a move that broadens the scope of competition beyond technology to encompass national security. As China continues to refine and deploy AI in military and intelligence operations, its impact on global military dynamics grows more profound. Looking forward, if China's technological growth remains unhampered, it could set new standards for AI integration, semiconductor innovation, and smart infrastructure deployment that challenge the US on both technological and economic fronts. As China builds on these capabilities, it may gain an upper hand not only through raw innovation, but also by creating a blueprint for state-led technological dominance. But this is still a bit too speculative. To get a better sense of things, let's see what Nvidia is up to in China. Nvidia partners with China. Despite stringent efforts by US authorities to restrict the sale of Nvidia's advanced generative AI chips to China, a recent investigation revealed that a barely concealed network effectively circumvents these regulations. This not-so-secret trade involves a variety of buyers, sellers, and couriers who work together to bypass the American government's restrictions. More than 70 distributors openly advertise Nvidia's restricted chips online. Many of these have monthly supplies of dozens of high-end Nvidia chips. This goes to show Tech war or no tech war, business is business. Sellers have adapted to restrictions, taking pre-orders and ensuring delivery within weeks. Some distributors even offer complete server systems priced upwards of approximately $300,000, each housing 8 of these premium Nvidia chips. This persistent trade raises serious questions about the effectiveness of the U.S. Commerce Department's enforcement strategies, which have been criticized for being inadequate. To understand the broader implications of this situation, we can liken this secret trade to the sale of counterfeit goods, which, while illegal, continue to thrive in open markets. Two distinct groups operate within this ecosystem. One group consists of individuals exploiting legal loopholes for quick profits, while the other includes organized smugglers who transport chips in larger volumes. Moreover, there are price disparities within the market. While resale prices for Nvidia chips in China have experienced a decline, they still command a premium compared to standard prices in other regions. These inflated prices reflect the demand for advanced technology in China, despite the risks associated with sourcing these chips. Reports from various chip resellers indicate that they have developed effective strategies to navigate the restrictions. But that's not all. Nvidia, a leading player in the artificial intelligence chip market, is also developing a version of its flagship AI chips tailored specifically for the Chinese market, ensuring compliance with current U.S. export controls. This move comes in the wake of intensified restrictions on semiconductor exports to China. Nvidia's new Blackwell series, as it is called, represents a significant leap in technology, combining two silicon squares from previous designs. The B200 model, for instance, boasts a remarkable 30-fold increase in speed for certain tasks, such as generating responses in chatbots. The tightening of U.S. export restrictions has created opportunities for Chinese technology firms, including Huawei and Tencent-backed startups like Inflame, to establish a more prominent presence in the domestic market for advanced AI processors. The competition has intensified, particularly in light of Nvidia's revenue breakdown, which revealed that China accounted for around 17% of its earnings by the end of January 2024, down from 26% 2 years prior due to the sanctions. Although the launch of Nvidia's H20 chip for the Chinese market initially faced challenges, including pricing it below a competing chip from Huawei, sales have begun to accelerate, with projections estimating over 1 million units sold this year, translating to an estimated value exceeding $12 billion. In addition to navigating the complexities of the Chinese market, Nvidia must contend with ongoing pressures from the U.S. government to maintain strict export controls. The United States government is working with allies in the Netherlands and Japan to further restrict chip-making equipment exports to China. Furthermore, plans are underway to establish guardrails around advanced AI models, which are the foundational software for AI systems like ChatGPT. This environment of heightened scrutiny has led to significant volatility in global chip stocks. This measure would enable the U.S. to prevent the sale of products that use American technology, regardless of where they are manufactured. China's response? Self-reliance. We are already witnessing a meteoric rise in China's tech sector, and things are poised to get only better. So what does this mean for the world as a whole? AI integration and future implications. The integration of advanced artificial intelligence technologies, particularly through semiconductors like the Hong Wang 800, heralds a transformative era with far-reaching implications across various sectors, not just for China or Asia, but the world as a whole. The Hong Wang 800 is designed to enhance processing capabilities in AI applications, particularly in medical imaging and autonomous vehicles. In medical imaging, the Hong Wang 800 can process vast amounts of data quickly and accurately, facilitating faster and more precise diagnoses. This capability is critical for applications such as MRI and CT scans, where it can help with the earlier detection of conditions like tumors and cardiovascular diseases. By harnessing AI to interpret medical images, healthcare professionals can reduce the likelihood of human error and improve patient outcomes. Additionally, the chip's advanced machine learning algorithms can enable predictive analytics, allowing healthcare providers to anticipate potential health issues before they manifest, thereby adopting a more proactive approach to patient care. Similarly, in the realm of self-driving technology, the Hong Wang 800 can integrate sophisticated AI algorithms with real-time data processing, allowing vehicles to better interpret their surroundings, make split-second decisions, and navigate complex environments more effectively. This advancement not only has the potential to improve road safety, but also to optimize traffic flow and reduce congestion in urban areas. Beyond these specific applications, the broader implications of AI integration are profound. As AI continues to permeate various sectors, including including agriculture, finance, and manufacturing, it will drive efficiency and innovation at an unprecedented scale. For instance, in agriculture, AI-powered systems can optimize crop yields by analyzing soil health and predicting weather patterns, while in finance, algorithms can enhance fraud detection and improve investment strategies. However, at the same time, the rapid advancement of AI technologies, particularly in China, poses challenges to U.S. technological dominance. As Chinese companies leverage their advancements in semiconductor technology and AI integration, they are narrowing the competitive gap with U.S. tech giants. This dynamic raises important questions about the future landscape of global technology as China seeks to establish itself as a leader in innovation and technology. Speculation regarding the potential military and governmental applications of the Hong Wang 800 adds another layer of complexity. The chip's advanced capabilities could be harnessed for a range of defense applications, including intelligence gathering, surveillance, and reconnaissance. These developments raise strategic concerns about the role of AI in warfare, necessitating discussions around regulation and accountability. But in any case, the future of AI and semiconductor technologies is marked by rapid evolution and innovation. Projections suggest that AI will become increasingly integrated into everyday life, driving advancements in personal devices, smart homes, and urban infrastructure. Semiconductor technologies will continue to evolve, enabling the development of smaller, faster, and more efficient chips capable of handling the demands of next-generation AI applications. As companies and nations invest in research and development, they position themselves to capitalize on emerging technologies and respond to market demands. The interplay between innovation, regulation, and global competition will shape the future landscape of technology. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Did you like this video? If you did, please consider liking, dropping a comment, and hitting the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on our new uploads. Also, don't miss this video you see on your screen right now. It's truly unbelievable.